Health officials are investigating the first case of the bubonic plague in Georgia ever. Good evening. I'm Kim Chapman.
And I'm Josh Rowe. Brittany Nicholson asked health officials, does the public need to be worried? She joins us now with that story. Brittany.
Well, Josh, Kim, health officials in Georgia say there's no reason to be worried about the plague spreading in the eastern United States. They did tell me today what the initial symptoms of the plague are and how you can get it. Even health officials are surprised to hear a case of the bubonic plague landed in Georgia.
I have been a licensed physician now for, I hate to say it, 47 years. And I have not seen a case of plague in that entire 47-year period.
Although it is shocking, Dr. Patrick O'Neill with Georgia Department of Health says that doesn't mean we should be concerned.
I think it's important to assure the public that we do not feel that there's any risk to others in Georgia from this particular case of plague.
He says bubonic plague is different from pneumonic plague. Bubonic is contracted from rodents or fleas.
Bubonic plague actually doesn't pass human to human. So bubonic plague, people generally get that from a bite from a flea or by handling animals who were infected with plague by getting bodily fluids and things like that.
They say this one case in Georgia seems to be isolated. Amanda Feldpausch, an epidemiologist, says the person caught it out west.
The person did travel to California and spent time in Yosemite National Park. And then traveled back to Georgia where the person became ill.
Although health officials say there really is no reason to worry, it's good to know what to look for.
Bubonic plague is usually characterized by a sudden onset of fever, headache, chills, and weakness. And you often have a swollen, very tender, very painful lymph node. And that's what's called a buboil. And that's where the bubonic kind of comes from.
Although some of us think of the Black Death when we hear bubonic plague, modern medicine has made treating it easy with antibiotics. The Georgia Department of Health says the person who contracted the plague was released from the hospital today. Josh.
Brittany, thank you. The Department of Health says if you travel to the western United States and come back feeling any of these symptoms, call your doctor.